All right, we are live. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning into our premiered video tonight. I hope you enjoyed those cool grays. Let me know your thoughts tonight as well, if you guys are going to be copying those or passing on them, or if you won them this week. Today is an exciting moment. We have a special guest on with us. This is our first episode live for Shade Selects. And I am so excited to announce our guest this evening, Nick Kostos, who is the leading sports betting personality on the You Better You Bet on Entercom's BetQL audio network. And he's also a frequent contributor to Entercom's sports radio stations around the country. Maybe do a little humble brag here, most notably WFAN in New York. Am I correct there, Nick?
Oh, well, I would say, first off, great to be on with you here. Been a fan for a long time. You do great work. Yeah, not even a humble brag. I think just a straight up brag. Yeah.
Straight up brag. We'll just give it a brag here tonight, everyone.
host the national, daily 4-hour sports betting show on Entercom's radio.com platform called the BetQL audio network. You hear me on Entercom stations around the country on a weekly basis, talking all things sports betting. So I think a lot of people, like my audience on Twitter, at the Kostos on Instagram, same handle, kind of know me for a lot of my sports takes, but super into sneakers, super into streetwear, super into fashion. So, this is really cool and thrilled to be, collaborating with you and ShadeTV. So this is awesome. I'm pumped, fired up to be here and talk some of the latest releases that are coming out.
Yeah, the Shade community is so happy to have you on here just to bring your ideas and likings to different brands. Specifically, one I know is Aime Leon Dore. Do you want to talk about why that's one of your favorite brands currently?
All right, so I would say it's not like one of my favorite brands. I might be like the poster child for, I call it, I know a lot of people kind of like refer to it by different names or pronounce it differently. I think it's Aime would be like you have.
It's one of the most butchered names by far. Right? By far one of the most butchered names.
So I call it Aime Leon Dore. I think it's the best brand. So the founder, Teddy Santis, for people that don't know, they have a massive following, like 500,000 Instagram followers. Their spring-summer first drop came out last week. The founder, Teddy Santis, is a Greek kid from Queens. I'm a Greek kid from Queens, and like the whole brand is like growing up in New York City in the 90s, and I'm born in 1983, and like I basically grew up in the 90s right in New York City. So I really identify with it. It's got this retro feel to it, but it's super relaxed. Like it's not trying to be something it isn't. It's not trying to be fashion forward. It just kind of is what it is. It's super relaxed, and I kind of really gravitate towards it. And I'm kind of bummed because I ordered like 11 things on Friday when the drop came out, and I haven't got it yet. I was hoping to get some stuff to show off tonight, but rocking this from last year's collection.
It's all right.
So, yeah.
We know you're a diehard. You might even be related to Teddy for all we know. And it sounds like you could be a 23rd cousin of some kind, maybe.
I'd love some of his money. I feel like he probably does really well. So Teddy, my Venmo's at the Kostos also. Shout out to
Right?
Teddy.
Here's my Cash App. 80s, baby. What's up, Benny Bowser? Welcome in. We got the same one over here. I've got it in the yellow as well as red somewhere too. But this is one of my favorite series that they did. And then
They're
also,
ridiculously fire.
I know you have this one too.
Oh, well.
The 550s are so fire.
The green
We're
pair.
just on opposite colors, Kostos. I love that.
But I got the red ones. I got the red ones.
Oh, you do have the
inside.
red ones.
I got the green and the red. So yeah.
Of course you do.
They're just so classic. Like, what a perfect sneaker. Like, it's not trying to do too much. You can match it with so much. Like, that's why, and it's comfortable. I kind of think that this is just, I don't know. I think Aime's like the king to me. I love it.
I agree. I mean, I just wish we were the same shoe size. So you could get certain colors and I could get certain colors. That's what girls do. We share things. But
well, listen, if you're into fashion, if you're a dude, these are things you might have to do, right? So no hating whatsoever.
Exactly. And then I also, you know what? I am loving the Jown collab that New Balance did too. I think New Balance is just doing the best collabs in the past year. It's crazy. I gotta send out a special thank you real quick to David and Terrell for your donations. Thank you so much for giving back to the Shade community. Really appreciative of your support and super happy to have all of you here with us tonight. What's Benny laughing at? We got some tears going on here. Benny's one of our main fans over here, Kostos.
I love, by the way, that he's rocking like the Bowser, like the villain from Mario. Shout out to
exactly.
Shout out to Benny. Yeah.
That's Benny for sure. And then I know these are your favorites.
Well, I'm a huge Casablanca fan, and I know we'll talk about that as we move forward here. I actually don't have a pair of Casablanca New Balances, and I really want to cop the ones that just dropped. The 237s, I think I like.
Oh, you like the 237s over the 327s. Okay. All right. Is it too teethy for you?
Yes. I don't
dislike them. Bogdan agrees with us. He thinks that they're the most comfortable sneakers after Adidas Boost, of course.
I kind of agree with that. Like Boost, I think is kind of like the standard, at least. Like it can be, I don't know if you can surpass it, but equal it maybe. But I don't know. Every New Balance shoe I wear is super comfortable. Like these, what are these? The 1700s, the Ronnie Fieg colors from last year.
You got those. Those were so hard to snatch. Took a fat L on those.
I paid resale for it, so yeah, it was a pretty penny for sure, but I had to have them.
I swear, I mean, when Kith drops stuff sometimes too, it's like I just can't win on their site. I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. No matter how many shoes they release,
sucks.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Everything
it hates me.
Sells out in 20 seconds, and all the bots are on it. Like,
well, when I get shoes, they cancel my orders. I got banned for no reason. And I had to write them and say, hey, don't know why you red flagged my email account. And they're like, oh, sorry, all our fault. So I'm like, am I going to get the shoes? No response.
But I don't know.
Shady?
I feel like an idiot sometimes. Like, did you try and...
Sound there good? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Kith and their site, but I've just kind of given up on them this year. I don't even know if I'm going to even try and play for any more shoes for them, but they have such great New Balance collabs.
Did you like the Asics collabs that they came out with? Like the 30 pair, the 30 ones? Like I tried
There were so many colors. I literally went for the ugliest colors just thinking that maybe I would be able to cop a pair. Nope. Those sold out too. Because I think... They were okay. I think they just released too many colorways in that.
I got a big problem with Kith, and I like their stuff, and I got this in the mail last week. So this is the floral sweatshirt, the green one from the spring drop.
Oh, I like that. That's a nice spring.
It's sweet, but I ordered the white bucket hat, the floral bucket hat to go with it, and I have a small head, and it was one size. And when I bought it, I said to my girlfriend, I was like, do you think that this will fit me? It's only one size. And she's like, it'll extend. It'll have some elastic. The thing, it comes down over my eyes. And, I can't return it. They don't accept returns on it. It's
Isn't that terrible? You get one chance and you're screwed. You're stuck with your Kith item. And it's not easy to resell Kith items. Thank you so much, Lucy Castaneda, for your donation. Appreciate your support as always. I have small head problems, too. I think we're in a small head league. I think we should start a group for small head individuals, and we should definitely maybe pick it in front of Kith and talk about how they need to make hats for small heads too.
They just don't care though. That's the thing. I ordered
Ronnie doesn't.
They don't, and that's the thing. I feel like a lot of brands do care, and they go, because you know why? It's I know this is a crazy concept for some people to understand, but I'm a paying customer, so you should probably try and make me feel good about buying your product. I ordered my girlfriend one of the button-down shirts that came out for the women and the female drop, and she didn't like the buttons are kind of you can kind of see her chest a little bit through the buttons, and she wanted a larger size.
That's the worst, because you can see your bra through it. If it doesn't button correctly, you're screwed.
So she liked the shirt, so she's like, can I get a bigger size? So I'm like, okay. I go to return, and I wanted to return something else I got that I didn't love, and they don't. It's only store credit, and I didn't know that was the case. So now I can only I just I don't know. I feel like they don't care, and they just keep counting on the fact that you're going to keep coming back. And I guess they're right, because I do keep coming back. But they treat me kind of like crap. So I'm not just mad even
the worst customer service when you go into the store. They're not there to help or be your friend. It's just we're going to make our money nonetheless. So If it doesn't fit for you, then you can keep it because, you know, all we can offer you is store credit. Even if they offer store credit, sometimes they don't even do that, especially for specific collabs that they do. That's why, you know, in the past I like to go in store, but I can't stand lines. I don't know. It's like my biggest pet peeve. I see a line of 50 people. I'm just like, ugh, do I wait in this?
It's opportunity cost. It's like I would rather like not spend the time waiting online and use my time somewhere else. I agree completely.
Exactly. So I want to start getting into some of the drops this week. Talk about, you know, what we're going to be most excited about. Some of the shoes, since you're into the bedding, you know, realm, kind of bringing that to the table with sneakers and talking about what shoes we think are going to do the best on the market. Potentially, you know, could or could not sell out. Obviously, we all know that this is a heavy dunk week, and Nike is just spraying us with dunks on a continuous basis. I don't know if everybody is sick of the dunks currently, but I'm pretty much overwhelmed with the amount of stock that they're just constantly releasing on this one silhouette. Like, give us something else, Nike, please.
Yeah. I was like, it's funny, like before the dunk craze started, like when the off-whites first came out, like the red, like the Michigan pair, the red pair and the green pair, I have the red pair inside. I was thinking like, well, dunks are really cool and they haven't been cool for a while. And I remember like when I was in college, like they were really cool. And now like they're starting to get cool again. And I remember going on StockX and looking at just like a bunch of prices for dunks and like, okay, this pair is cool, this pair is cool. And I never pulled the trigger on any of them. And there were like, I have screenshots in my phone that I sent to my girl, like, okay, like this pair, the Chairman Bows, right? Which are like a dunk high with the blue bottom. And it's kind of like a gum tan kind of colorway on the top. And then it's like the blue gum bottom. They were like $120, I feel like a year and a half ago. And now it's like $300, $400, where the resale prices for all of these are just out of control. Like, it's a really cool silhouette, and there are some really cool colorways for it. But like, why am I gonna break the bank for like a Syracuse dunk, like an orange and white dunk, when I could get like a similar orange and white sneaker to go with whatever outfit I want to wear to match it with?
Yeah,
so, like,
and the dunks, in my opinion, are by far not the comfiest out of all of Nike's shoes that they make. I mean, I don't know that I could walk around for 5 hours on a hike or of any kind, you know, in dunks. They just start to irritate my feet for some reason. I don't know what it is about them. I've tried to give them multiple opportunities, but the dunks just aren't my feet's favorite shoes, unfortunately.
Yeah, because they're crappy. Yeah, because they suck. They just.
I mean, they're $100, so I get it. Like the price point, everybody loves how cheap they are, but at the same time, it's like you can really see that in the quality. The kids, I won't even go there anymore. The last hyper cobalt dunk that I got, I mean, it was so cheap in quality. The color was off, the laces were off, the leather was basically plastic. I was like, what is this? Do we even call this leather? Because I don't think this is anything in comparison to the adult option that we have.
Yeah, this is like, I don't know, like I actually kind of really like one of the dunks that's coming out this week, and I'll definitely go for them. But otherwise, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm definitely over dunks. I've never been into Jordans really, which I think probably people will get really pissed off hearing that. But like, I don't know, New Balance, Asics are kind of my thing now. And I actually really like some of like the new Yeezy models that are coming out. Not like the new 350 V2 colorways, like with like a shade of blue that's now like one scintilla of a percentage darker than the other one. And it's like really.
I know, right? You really have to look hard with a magnifying glass to really see the key differences. It's getting to that point where there's just so many colors. I'm just like, wait.
It's like enough.
Is this the same color? Maybe it's the lighting. Maybe the lighting's off. Maybe it's different in different light. But no, I agree with you. I'm excited to get into one of those Yeezy silhouettes later on in the chat. But let's dive in. I don't even know if I want to start with the Air Max 90 Love Letter, because that shoe has just kept getting postponed over and over. It was supposed to release for Valentine's Day. It's kind of like, all right, what are we going to do now with this shoe? Because it's no longer Valentine's Day. We're now into March. Happy Valentine's Day, ladies.
It's like, imagine you come up with the St. Patrick's sneaker and you release it in, May. It's like, what's the point? Like
exactly.
You missed it, guys.
So I'm going to pull up, let's see, Nike. I'm going to share my screen so we can kind of go through the list of drops, starting with one that I think you'll actually enjoy. Let's see if we have it. Oh, enlarging this way too big. Let me bring the screen up here. Oh, well, while we're on that topic, why don't I just click on the love letters right here? Do we see anything special about this shoe?
And like, I love the color pink. It's probably it's in like my top like 3 or 4 favorite colors. So like, I hate to say this, I kind of think, and I'm not a hater, like I like a lot of stuff. I think these are gross. I would never wear these.
It's just okay. I can't quite tell with the pink coloring scheme on these ones. It's almost got like purple in there, but there's nothing not connected.
It's like
bird. Okay. Can you hear me?
Again, that was like
okay, perfect.
Machine gun staccato in my ear, but yeah, no, all good.
Yeah,
yes,
I'm like, sorry. It's literally like these microphones want to go on nap time, or not microphone. My headphones want to go on nap time, so I'm just like, all right, guys, you take a rest. No big deal. But yeah, I just don't think there's really anything that special about these Air Max 90s. Like, I love Air Max 90 silhouette in general, but these are just, yeah. Gonna have to pass on these. So let's move on and get into another shoe releasing right here. We got the City Markets. So let's talk about this one. How are you feeling about this one?
All right, so I know that, and Marissa, I know like you're like super up on like the story behind these, and I read a little bit about it, that like rice bags and coffee bags or whatever. Like, here's my deal. Like, are we to the point where we can curse a little bit or no? I won't.
Get in there. Just be yourself, Kostos. I want you to feel at home on the channel.
All right. Well, I don't give a shit about the story of these sneakers. What I can tell you is I think they look fine as hell. The translucent swoosh, I think, is so gorgeous with these, and like the color scheme is such that I actually think you could pair it with like a decent amount of stuff. And I think like the mistake that I've made with sneakers sometimes is trying to match kind of an outfit to sneakers as opposed to vice versa. And now that I kind of think that way, it's kind of like opened up like my like fashion world a little bit, where I look at these and I'm like, okay, like I've got outfits that these would look awesome with. And I think despite the fact that there's a lot going on with these, and they are very busy, right? So multiple colors.
A lot going on.
Despite the fact that there's a lot going on, I actually think that like you could rock. Now you'd have to wear like muted stuff, like you couldn't go crazy matchy. I think with like crazy tops and bottoms. But I actually think you could match these with a lot. I think they look cool as hell. I'm gonna go for these. So this is a dunk that I'm actually. I don't know how you feel about them. I think they're awesome. And actually, the first time I looked at them, I was like, well, I don't know how I feel about these. And then I looked at them a little more, and it just like kind of clicked. And I'm like, well, these are super dope. They're awesome.
Listen, I love, you know me, I love my stories. I love when Nike has a story to tell behind a shoe, because I feel like I'm walking around with a book on my feet, so to say. But this specific series, they usually have to commemorate some kind of cause of some kind. But I do love the fact that there is that story where, you know, you got these rice bags. I don't even really know what I guess rice bags are so different. I'm thinking of like my Uncle Ben's rice that I love so much. It's not really in a cool bag or anything, but you know, rice bags, coffee bags, having these different materials upcycled and using them for different uses is pretty cool concept. And so I love that Nike is really diving into this kind of storytelling effect where all the different materials on their shoes, they want it to really specifically signify and resemble something that they've done, you know, whether it's recycling certain types of products in their factories or working in a specific factory, which I guess this one specifically, the Blue Ribbon Sports Roots, was an industrial, no, not that. What did they say about the Blue Ribbon? It was like a factory that they had used that does a lot of upcycling in. So I guess that's why we see the blue on there, which is quite interesting.
The tongue is cool, right? Like the tongue is
very cool. It's supposed to resemble a nutrition facts label. So, you know, I look at the nutrition fact labels these days because I was diagnosed with something where I'm not really supposed to be having a lot of sugars. And, you know, I have a sweet tooth. So I like
Well,
that
I was diagnosed with something also. It's called a terrible metabolism, and if I eat too much crap, I get fat. So I'm looking at the nutrition labels also for sure. With summer coming.
Mine's called SIBO, but same thing kind of. He's just like, lay off the sweets, Marissa, and the carbs if you can. I'm just like, all right, yeah, I'll try to do that. As I'm indulging in Oreo cookies at home, No big deal. But yeah, it also has like this really cool hidden zipper on the tongue as well. Let me see if I could actually see it on this picture if they show it. But there's like a hidden pocket around here. Not really seeing it on this one, but apparently there is a zipper going on in there.
Gee, I wonder what that's for.
If you want to hide some cash in there, Kostos.
Or something
might be a
else.
good place. Or something else.
Or something else that's green. Yeah, probably. That would be my guess.
Right? I'm like, something cool. But yeah, so this is a go for, I think, both of us. This is definitely an exciting shoe. Oh, I forgot to talk about, actually, before, because this is launching first, is the SB Dunk Highs, the carpet companies. Have you seen these ones before?
I have. I kind of like go back and forth a little bit on it. Like, I'll say this. They're not for me. I would not buy these. I'm not a huge fan of Dunk Highs. It's just not my style. But, like, they're cool. Like, they look pretty awesome. Like, they look well made, like, which I think runs kind of counter to a lot of what you and I were saying before. Like, not hating. They're not for me. But I think they look cool. I just would not buy and wear them. It's not my style.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting collab with Carpet Company. I feel like this is definitely going to be high in quality. Like, if I felt this in hand, I feel like it would grow on me even more, just because you can tell that leather looks a little bit on the richer, more genuine side. Whereas, some Jordans, when you get them, unfortunately, it's like, is this plastic or is this real leather? I can't quite tell.
Well, can I ask your opinion on something, and maybe like people in the comments like feel a certain way about this? When I see a shoe like this, like kind of like the Jordan ones kind of look like this also, like to a degree, right? With like the ankle kind of being where it is. Like I would, and I know a lot of people probably disagree. This might just be a me thing. Like I would never wear this shoe with shorts, like ever. So like with for shorts. Me, this is like a fall, winter, early spring type of pair for me, as opposed to like a summer pair. So like with summer coming up here, like for everyone, but here in the Northeast where I'm at, like in a couple months, God willing, it's going to be, the weather's going to be warm. Like these would just be like in my closet for 3 months until the fall hit again. And I'm wearing jeans and I'm wearing sweatpants again. That's just me,
I agree with you in a sense where when it's really hot outside, it's like 100 degrees. The last thing I want to do is wear a high top. It's like, I don't want my feet to feel sweaty. I don't want my ankles covered. Like, I feel like I need air down there. I need to let them breathe. But, I will rock a shoe like this from a woman's perspective, definitely with skirts. I think that's a nice play on it. It's just a different style. But for men, it is a bit different, It's definitely an acquired taste. Like, if you feel comfortable rocking these with a pair of shorts versus, having these with your sweatpants, or if you want to have a relaxed, just denim look, definitely, I think that's more preferable than the short option, in my opinion, for sure.
Yeah, so like again, like not for me necessarily for this time of year, but like if they're like kind of affordable come like September, then maybe take another look at them so I can wear them during the fall.
It's going to be a tough one to cop, Kostos, let me tell you. I don't know how easy that one will be.
Well, I just, I'll pay resale for stuff if I really have to.
So, surprise, surprise, we have another dunk coming out. This time it's the dark curries.
I don't know.
Oh, it looks like we've got some guys agreeing with you. No high tops with shorts for me.
But like, I don't know, like I would wear like Yeezy 700s though with shorts. And I know that may kind of sound counterintuitive, but like it's the fact kind of that like the ankle kind of juts out on these. And I'm not like people can like what they like just because I like something doesn't mean it's good or vice versa here. But like, I don't know, I like the uniformity of kind of like a 700 or a chunkier sneaker like that for me at least works with shorts. Whereas like this, and this is not, and like here's my problem with this sneaker. Like I don't hate it. I don't like black and brown really. And that I know some people may say that's a dark brown kind of like to go along with the different shades of brown. Like who's wearing this over the summer? Like, this is a fall and winter shoe.
This is definitely a fall winter shoe. This is not the time to be releasing it.
Now?
It's
why are you releasing it in March?
It's a weird time to be releasing this for sure. Way too early. I mean, the colors on this are definitely going to be really hard to match if you're going with spring colorways. Even seeing like your Kith hoodie, I would never wear that hoodie with this coloring scheme. It just wouldn't work.
No, like
the two just don't mix.
No, like that Kith, like I gotta wear like straight up white or like tan shoes with those. Like these are like this is, it's kind of like a bunch of neutral colors, but I also think like, I don't know.
Do you see the texture on it? It's like fuzzy. This is not a normal suede that we're used to seeing. This is like teddy bear suede.
Yeah, like
this is you rocking your stuffed animal potentially as a fabric. So this is definitely kind of a thicker, cozier feel to it. You know, like this makes me feel very warm and toasty inside. I feel like I want to go have like a Starbucks cinnamon latte or something in this shoe.
I like that. I like
pumpkin
that,
spice latte even.
But like a long like camel coat with like other like fall or winter colors, like neutral colors, like these, I think are awesome. But like it's March 1st and like the weather's gonna get warmer. So like I wouldn't wear these until September. Again, that's just me. Like people want to wear them in the summer, God bless you, more power to you. But for me, this is a definite pass.
So I think, yeah, season wise, Nike's got to get on that train of just understanding shoes that work for the seasons. And this is just not really revving us up for the springtime by far. All right, so this is definitely going to be one of my favorite colorways that's releasing this week. And this is the Air Jordan 1 silhouette. How do you feel about this? Are you a UNC fan? You digging this blue colorway?
I'm not. I own 0 pairs of Jordans. I just want to tell people now. I'm a Knicks fan, and I grew up in the '90s, like I said. So I kind of hate Michael Jordan because he like ruined my childhood, basically. So like and also like I don't know. They're so hyped that like I just feel like I never want to wear a pair of them. But I do have to kind of say I don't hate them. I would never wear them. Like they're not for me. But I do like the fact that you've got the black in there to go along with like the Carolina blue and the white. So you could style it with black. I kind of find in general, so I had the Eric, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, the Eric Koston, like the SB Carolina blue dunks, Jordan 1s or whatever the hell they were anyway. I bought them and then I sold them after like a month. Like, I feel like the black makes it a little easier, I feel like, to style. I feel like Carolina blue is not the easiest color to style with stuff. Me personally.
It's not. I mean, yeah. I kind of, it reminds me of my like high school years. I feel like baby blue was like this big fad and every girl was wearing baby blue. I had like my baby G baby blue watch matching my baby blue K-Swiss shoes with my baby blue socks. I mean, I think I may have killed the baby blue moment for a solid year to the point where my grandma still sends me baby blue stuff. I'm like, Grandma, it's not my favorite color anymore. We got to like take a chill pill on the baby blue moment here. But I do think that for females, this may be a color that definitely, you know, is more reminiscent of something that they could pair in their wardrobe. I can see more floral prints, you know, kind of playing off this for the springtime. But definitely this is not the colorway that I want to wear with like my beige or neutral kind of camel toned options, which pretty much is like my entire closet, or all black and gray. So that'll go with these nonetheless.
Yeah, that's a fire look. Or like even like, so like for the summer, like, and again, these are not for me, but like a white t-shirt and a pair of like light blue jeans with these, fire. You could even wear these with all black because of the black, obviously, that's in the shoe with the laces and the swoosh. And I actually think these are probably easier to style than a lot of baby blue. That's just straight up white and baby blue. So I like the inclusion of black in it. Jordan 1s, again, just not for me, but like I think it's a good looking shoe.
All right. Well, I think that is it for the Nike's app so far, but we are going to actually jump into some Preem. So let's talk about the dunks that are going to be coming out this lovely Thursday, and see the different color options. I'm just going to pull it up right now. So
someone was saying, by the way, I think people are arguing about whether these are like, if that's a feminine colorway or not, like that Carolina blue, the one with the university blues. I don't think so personally, and like I also don't like give a shit about stuff like that. Like if you like it, you like it.
Yeah. I just, you know, I have a lot of girlfriends who love wearing light blue, and that's just, you know, their thing. But I also have a lot of guy friends too who love rocking that Carolina blue.
Look at these. I wear these.
You got blue. You've got blue in there too. Yeah.
Like, is this feminine with blue and pink? Like, I don't think so. And even if you think it is, that's fine. I think it's cool, so I'm gonna wear it.
Whatever you feel comfortable in is what I always say. As long as you have confidence in what you wear, it doesn't really matter.
It's such a great thing that you say that, and I agree. What, like, sometimes people will say to me, like, I couldn't pull that off, and it's like, you can pull off anything you want to pull
Anything.
off. As long as you feel like you can, then you can.
Exactly. I mean, let's just show the ambushes. I mean, I feel like there are definitely guys who can pull this shoe off.
Hell yeah! You put an all black outfit on with those, like a leather jacket, like with like black sweatpants and like a black shirt. Awesome. I think those are super cool. I would wear those. I've got the pink off-white, the tulips, the Zoom flies.
Oh yeah, I love those. You just got to be confident and rock it. I mean, it doesn't matter at the end of the day what other people's opinions are. It's just like, what is a shoe that you feel confident in, that you love? I mean, that's all that really matters at the end of the day.
I want my girlfriend to like it also. As long as she likes it.
Well, she buys you the best shoes, so you got the best of both worlds.
She's watching right now, and she's a fan also, and she got me these for my birthday last year, the A6 Sages. So shout out to my girlfriend, Bianca.
That's a winner right there. That is a winner. That's a keeper.
Yes.
Don't lose that one. All right, so now let's jump into the most talked about SB Dunk right now. I know you've already heard or seen, this all over people's Instagram profiles, but this seems to be the most talked about shoe right now. And I know people are kind of over Supreme just re-releasing the Air Force Ones in the black and white color. It's like, all right, it's time to give us something different. And I think this is that moment. How are you feeling about these?
I like them. I'm kind of like not into Supreme as a brand, which I feel like most people are. Most people really like it. For my taste, I feel like Supreme's content is sometimes a little dark. Like to put a t-shirt
they go
on,
real dark sometimes.
And like,
I'm not gonna lie.
Look, like that's cool if people like it. Again, like, it just because I don't like something doesn't mean it's not cool. Like, people can like what they like. For me, I would not wear Supreme stuff because I don't like that vibe. Like, that's not me. I'm not into it, so I pass on Supreme stuff. But with that said, like the blue pair, I'm kind of super into. I don't know is that like a red or brown? That I think they're calling it brown, but it kind of like looks a little red to me.
I think they're calling it like it's a brown shade. It almost is. It looks maroon and a burgundy. Yeah. It's like in between that kind of mix. I feel like it's the way the light hits. Good night, Terrell. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later. Sorry you got to go to bed. But that's a hard color because I feel like in different lights it may look a little bit more brown in hue, but it definitely has like some hints of burgundy and maroon color schemes going on there. We got that croc effect going on, the stars look, and of course the blink of the Supreme.
Yellow stars. I don't like the yellow stars on the red brown pair, but I like that color a lot. For me, if I had to, and I like these, like I don't hate them. I mean, I would never pay like $1,200 for them, but I mean, if I could like get them for retail, then I think I'm into it. The blue pair, I think for me is the winner, because I think that's kind of a shoe that you could wear kind of any time of year. You can't wear the greens in the winter. I guess you could. I wouldn't.
Green, that lime green is that's a hard one to pull off, but definitely a statement piece. So if you're looking to just kind of have that look at me shoe and you want people to just stare at your feet, I think that's a great option.
For retail, I feel like these are really cool, but once it gets
apparently you could get 2 pairs of shoes in store as well, which is pretty crazy that they're allowing 2 pairs per person.
I like these. Like, I like the blue pair the best, probably the red-brown pair the second best, and then I would guess the lime pair would be last, but I don't really dislike any of them. But again, like, I think other, like, people kind of have, like, their appetite for resale, right? And, like, what are you willing to spend? For me, I always have, like, a number in my head. Like, if I really want a shoe, and this is just me, and people can be different, if I really like something, I'll spend, like, $500 on it. Like, I've spent $500-$600 on a pair of sneakers before on the resale market. Like, I would. You're
not like, I don't even think twice about it. I'm just gonna throw down. I'm obsessed with this shoe. I'm going with it.
Well, I mean, we talk about humble brag. I'll just brag here. Like, I host a national, radio show, and like I do make a pretty good living. So like, if I want to spend $500 on a pair of sneakers, I will. But like these, I would not spend $500 on these. So I like them. If I could spend like $200 or $300, I could. Obviously, they're going to go for like $1,000 more than that, so it's going to be way out of what I'm looking to pay for them. But I don't think they're ugly at all. I actually think they're kind of nice, much better than the Air Force Ones, which are just, basic and just kind of like with the Supreme logo, and you're paying for the logo. Dumb. These are kind of
yeah. Cool. I mean, it looks like you got a little Supreme logo on the insole there too, and a world famous hang tag. So they're really enticing you, Kostos, with these little
great,
tiny tweets.
No one can see it. No one can see it. So you're paying for something no one can see. That's great.
Don't lose the hang tag either, because that would suck. I've been seeing people lately too just rocking like their StockX hang tag. Is that a thing? Like, when you buy shoes for resale, do you keep the StockX tag on?
No. It's like buying a New Era hat and keeping like the sticker on it, or like getting a pair of Off-Whites and like, I guess some people like to keep the tag on the Off-Whites. I usually cut the zip tie off, but yeah, no. But the StockX, like, no.
The StockX tag, I always wonder. I'm like, do you really want to leave that on? Do you want people to know that you paid resale for this? Like, I don't know.
Well, it's not even that, but it's like, is StockX paying you like
StockX
paying you to wear
it's
them?
like paying. Actually, you know what? Maybe if they paid me as like some side branding, that would be a great job. Like, hey, I want to be an affiliate. I'll rock the StockX tag, but you have to pay me to keep it on my shoes.
But like on my show though, people will come to me sometimes. Like I won't say what it is, but I was asked like, will you advertise this? Will you promote it on the show? And I don't like, if I said what the product is, people would know what it is, and I don't like it. And I was like, yeah, if they're going to pay me, I'll make it like it's the greatest thing of all time. Yeah,
exactly.
StockX wants to pay me. I'll wear a necklace with the StockX logo on it if they pay me. If they pay me enough money. Sure.
So yeah, I agree with you. I think my top pick for this colorway is definitely that reddish brown. It's unique, it's a little different. Probably go with the black option next just because it's going to go with everything. But a part of me wants to go for these off colors just because I feel like that's going to be the easiest for me to cop online.
Yeah, they're all cool. Like, I'm not going to front. Like, I don't hate any of them. And, like, I'm not a huge Supreme fan, like I said, but, like, are they $1,200? Like, are they worth that much money? I don't think so. But, I mean, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And I think these are pretty cool shoes. Like, they look cool to me.
Yeah, it's always the luck of the draw with how much they have in stock, too. Like, I have no clue how limited these are going to be online, dependent upon if they have anti-bot up. This is going to be a real rough one. And I have the bad luck of having the one shoe size that sells out the fastest.
Which is what?
7.5. Why? 7.5 and a 7 sells out always the fastest. It's like they go in, 3 seconds, which my fingers can't even type my name and put my credit card information that quick. It just doesn't.
Can you do
like
difference? Like, I can do like 10 or 10 and a half in almost every sneaker. So I feel like I've got a couple options.
I can go like down or up half a size, but typically for Supreme, all three of those sizes go the fastest. It's just, they're the smallest sizes. People want to resell those ladies, which is great for them, bad for me, because I don't want to pay resale on these. But yeah, I'm hoping that people go for the larger sizes and leave a couple small sizes for me this time. We'll see.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that.
Thanks. Hopefully my Wi-Fi is not going to break down on me this time. But I'm going to have that autofill in there and pray that the Supreme Gods are looking out for me on Thursday.
I wish you the best of luck with that. I really do.
We'll see in my lookbooks for Thursday, Kostos, if I'll be wearing these or not, too, if I'm able to cop some in store. But I think it's going to be probably the first items to go, so we'll see. It's going to be a rough week, I think. May just have to go for that baseball bat that they're releasing for Supreme.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, listen, like I said, this stuff's all in the eye of the beholder. I think that stuff is so stupid. That's just me, though. That's just me.
I just need a baseball bat for protection, If somebody tries to come into my apartment, they notice it's a Supreme baseball bat, so they just walk away because they don't want me to hurt them or hurt the bat.
Well, more importantly, hurt the bat, like the damage the bat, which is obviously a valuable bat.
That's a nice Supreme bat.
Yeah, they may stop the attack and be like, so you hypest? You like
exactly. Like, no need to hit me with that bat. I don't want you to ruin your bat by all means. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave your apartment now and go down and go on my merry way. Yeah. All right, so now I'm gonna bring up the shoe I think we've both been kind of waiting to discuss, but this is probably the most interesting silhouette that I've seen launch this year. It's out there. So when I first saw images on this, I was just like, what is this? I have no clue what this is. And then I got a closer look. I'm like, actually, I think I could rock these.
Yo, these are absolute Human Torch, supernova, fire emoji to the nth degree. These are absolute flames. I need to have these. Like, I need this sneaker. Like, the knit with, like, it's almost like it's a cage, basically, like the way, like, everything comes up, like fingers almost. So basically acts as like a facsimile of a cage with the knit. I think that this is such an original, like, gorgeous. I'm done with 350 V2s. I'm done with 700s for right now because it's all the same crap over and over again. This is new. This is awesome. I have to have these. I love them.
It reminds me of teeth for some reason. I feel like the teeth are eating the prime knit of the shoe in some sense. It's very futuristic. I'm just wondering, do you see the bottom of the shoe? It's not level. So Is it going to feel like you're kind of like on a rocker or a teeter-totter when you're walking? I wonder how that's going to feel.
Kind of looks like the Vapor, not apples to apples, obviously, but like the Vapor Maxes to a degree, that it's kind of like, and those are not comfortable. But look.
Twisted a couple ankles in the Vapor Maxes, unfortunately.
Yeah, I sold my off-white Vapor Maxes. It's like I wore them and like my feet were like wanted to break off after like walking down one block. But like these, I would be, if you told me these were super uncomfortable, I would still wear them because I think they look so cool. So like these for me, like I will put comfort to the side. Aesthetic over comfort. I think
aesthetic over comfort on this one. This
for
by
these.
far is going to be the most futuristic, I think, shoe to launch for 2021. We're not going to see anything outdo this, I don't think. This is just on another level. I feel like if aliens landed from Roswell, they'd be rocking these. They would come down and be like, hey, Kanye, let me get a pair of those.
They trade in their 380s, the 380 aliens for these.
Of course they would get rid of those aliens. They'd be like, why didn't you design these first?
But like here, so like, and look, you and I were talking off air, right, about how like you see the belugas over here. Like I've got a bunch of 350 V2s, but like I don't cop them anymore because it's all the same bullshit, right? And so I think people have
so many colors coming out,
and they all look fucking same. And like, people have been killing Kanye, right? Because it's all the same shit over and over again. But like, when Kanye comes out with something new, whether it's the foam runners, which I think are awesome, I know some people hate them. The slides, some people hate them. I think they're awesome. Or these, like the guy's a genius. Like, and yeah, like there's too many colorways of the 350 V2s, but you can't hate on the man's kind of like artistic vision. Like whether you would wear these or not, he's taking a chance. Like, would you rather like see something new like this or like the 10,000th colorway of Jordan 1s? Like this is something new. Like whether you like it or not is one thing. But I think you have to appreciate
I don't think we're going to see Nike design anything even remotely close to this. I mean, this is just crazy. I mean, I don't even know what was going through his mind when he was designing this. I'm like,
probably
what
drugs.
What were you dreaming, right? I'm like, what were you dreaming about that night to design this concept? But it's out there. It's so different. I mean, this is definitely going to be a standout shoe. People are going to be staring at your feet all day long, wondering what you're wearing. Even my 350s, though, when I was in Canada in Montreal, people were looking at my feet like, what are you wearing? I'm like, oh, these are 350 V2s, my cloud whites. Like they weren't out there or anything. They just weren't used to seeing a silhouette like that. So I can't even imagine what people are going to say if I'm rocking these. They're going to be like, what in the world?
Now resale for these is going to be wild. So like,
it's going to be crazy. It's the first of its kind. This colorway is going to do the best. It's the first colorway to launch in this. Definitely cloud white is a great option to start with, in my opinion. It's clean, it's fresh. I feel like this shoe is going to be extremely lightweight too.
I kind of think it's like a 10 out of 10.
It's definitely up there, in my opinion. I'm just wondering how difficult it's going to be to cop.
Probably
Yeezy exclusive.
A 10 out of 10, probably. Both 10 out of 10.
Well, I hope one of us gets these, Kostos, because we've got to talk about it one way or the other. Even if I don't get them, I might just do a video.
I will get them at some point.
All right, I'm knocking on wood for some good luck. I just don't want to pay resale for these.
And how about this? If you told me every other sneaker we've talked about so far that's coming out, I could get one pair of each of them. Forget about resale. Just like to have. Or every single pair that we've discussed. Or this. I would choose these and leave everything else.
Alex is saying these are going for $2,000 right now.
And that's funny because I looked at it this morning, and in my size, I think it was like 1,300. So like I think that probably makes sense, right? Because kind of the demand is probably insane for these right now, and like the hype is real. So I think the price will probably keep going up at least until they come out, right? And then maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that. So out of all these shoes, let's just kind of go through it and talk about like your top selects for the week, what you think are going to be. Obviously, I know you're number one right now, which you're going to pick as the hottest shoe for the market. But what do you think is going to do the best out of all of the releases for this week?
The Supremes, the city markets will definitely sell out like instantly. Like both of them will definitely sell out. The Curry, the highs, the russets or whatever they are, like they'll sell out also because they're a dunk, and like I think dunks generally like do pretty well right now. The Supremes,
No matter what, dunks always do well.
The resale for Supremes is going to be crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if it remains over $1,000. And all four of them right now, if you look on the resale market, they're all selling right now for over $1,000. Maybe it comes down a little bit, but like those ain't selling at any time soon for anything under like, let's say like $800 and like my size, at least 10 and a half. The city markets, I think will probably settle around maybe like $400-500, I think, once they're out for a little bit. I don't think
always,
like,
tanks the market crazy. Sometimes when everybody gets their shoes and, they start selling them and bringing the prices down. So sometimes that can happen. But I don't know about the dunks this time around with Supreme. I think those are definitely going to be pretty steady with the price point on the resale market. So I'm going to need to get those for retail somehow.
Same. And the russets, I don't think are going to have crazy resale value. Like you probably will be able to cop those just for resale. If you can kind of stomach it. Shouldn't be too bad, I don't think.
Said is asking about the color looks more like cloud white, or it doesn't look more like cloud white. Yeah, because my cloud whites actually look blue, so it is weird that they named these cloud whites just because it doesn't have any bluish hues to it, which is strange.
But like Yeezy's kind of funny though. So like I have the salt boots, right? The salt, and you look at them in one light and they kind of look greenish, right?
So this is
so
the cloud white,
whites do have
right?
blue. Yeah, I think that's a beautiful shoe.
And then this one's named cloud white, so it's like,
But I don't know. Like I think, and like Yeezys kind of will do this sometimes, where like they kind of screw with your head. Where I can see some blue in this, and like just in this picture right now. Not like the blue in yours.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't be
like
surprised if you saw these on feet and you could see like a little blue. It almost looks like there's kind of like a little, or like green almost as well.
Yeah, it's crazy with Yeezys. I always have to see it in different light because the change in color is so dramatically different. It's always varying. And even the images, when they post pictures on it, it never quite looks like the picture. Just because, obviously they've got a different lighting setup in their studio when they're taking images of this. So when you have it in hand and you're seeing it in natural light, it's different.
It's not like a classic, like all white. It kind of looks almost like where like the bottom of it could be like the color of the foam runners almost, which is not like white. It's like an off-white almost. But like until we kind of see like it actually like on people's feet other than just like one picture of Kanye, it's gonna be tough to kind of like figure out exactly what color it is. But I'll tell you what, I'm getting them.
You're like, I don't care what the name is. I don't care if it's cloud white. I don't think if they called it the blue or the pink shoe. I'm like, whatever. We're going to cop it anyways. All right, so now I kind of want to open up the floor to anyone who has any questions for either me or for Kostos on anything we talked about today. I know that we haven't been really answering any questions thus far. For those of you who don't know, Kostos is kind of a big deal. We'll keep bragging about you. Host of You Better You Bet show. So if you guys haven't already checked that out, be sure to tune in and listen to him. It's on the BetQL, correct? Audio network.
Yeah, so basically what it is, it's like if you listen to any like sports radio stations around the country, it's the sports betting initiative. It's called the BetQL Audio Network. It's a sports betting show you can watch and listen to on radio.com. Now also on terrestrial markets in Denver and Los Angeles, and like you'll hear me like nationwide on different radio stations around the country every week. That's a brag, by the way, not a humble brag.
Kostas is like, I don't do humble brags here. So we've got Russia in the house. Okay. We got a lot of people from around the world, Kostos, usually. What's your thoughts on back doors, Kostos? What do you think about that?
What? Oh, I guess he's referring to like gambling terminology, is my guess.
No, back doors. So basically when managers backdoor shoes, or, you know, people basically get shoes backdoored to them even though they didn't win a raffle. It's their friend that works there. So say Supreme backdoored all the dunks, so nobody actually was able to get them. Typically, you know, oh, but he says, love my betting, this other guy. But yeah, so what do you think about people backdooring shoes, though, so that you're not able to ever get them in store?
Well, I'll say that, so I'm so like in like the sports betting mindset that I hear that backdoor cover is like a term that's used a lot kind of in like that world that I'm in. I kind of feel like humans are really complex, right? Where like I, as the consumer, would be like really pissed if like I didn't get a sneaker because of that. But like if I were the person that had the opportunity to kind of get the sneaker without having to deal with a raffle or any kind of BS, I would probably take it. So I think it's like most things in life. Like I don't think things are really black and white. It's somewhere in the middle in a shade of gray. It's a double-edged sword. You hate it if you're on one side. You love it if you're on the other. So that's kind of like, yeah, like it's kind of a bullshit practice. But to the person that asked that question, like if it's you and I'm like, and I say to you, yo, like I got this pair of Yeezy 450s. Here you go. That means that someone's
they'll totally take it. Yeah. But if it's you totally take it. But there are instances, this happened to me with the Griffies actually a few weeks ago, where I wasn't able to cop a pair because this individual walked out with a brand new suitcase, didn't even take the tags off, and just rolls out with two huge pieces of luggage. Like, I know exactly what they were doing. They definitely were taking maybe 20 pairs of sneakers out of that store. And so that's kind of what gets under my skin. You know, it's one thing if you're giving it to a person, but when you're like giving 50 pairs to 100 pairs, or basically the entire stock that you were given to sell, can be pretty frustrating, especially when you go early, you're waiting in line for an hour, and they give you a ticket basically while you're in line, and you're literally number 11, and they tell you, sorry, we're sold out. We only had 10 pairs.
Yeah, I completely understand. I would be super pissed if it were me, but like again,
those are the ones that get me. I'm like, God.
You know, like I don't know. I feel like I'm just like getting old, kind of, and I just have like different opinions about shit now. But it's like, listen, life ain't fair. You know,
the sneaker world is just rough. It's a rough world to be in. You know, you gotta fight to get your shoes.
There's so much good shit out there that like, and I'm not saying this is not directed towards any one person, but like, I don't know, like those green, and it's not the same color, but like those green dunks, the Supreme dunks, right? Mm-hmm. Or like the Spartan greens or whatever. Like, I would rather.
If you miss out on that, you're gonna be. I mean, yeah, it's a great shoe. Looks like me though. Somebody Nike VP that resigned over her son backdooring shoes.
So I actually saw this on Instagram. Yes, like 5 minutes before we started here, I was scrolling IG before we started. And I don't know the full story, so I apologize if I get any of the details wrong. But female VP for Nike, who's been with the company for like 25 years, like there are pictures of her son, and like his face is blacked out in the picture, so you can't see
they got pictures of him backdooring it.
Oh yeah, but he's like on like, and she's obviously like does well for herself. So it's like this huge backyard and this huge deck, and he is surrounded. And I want you to like, I'm using that word literally, surrounded by like mountains of sneaker boxes.
$132,000 sneaker purchase. Wow. That is crazy.
Well, it's criminal is what it is. It's like the sneaker equivalent of insider trading. That's criminal.
I thought it was going to be, like, I don't know, 20 pairs of shoes or something like that. I was like, wait a second, $132,000 purchase? What?
But it's like, how brazen do you have to be to do that? Like, that's just like reaching a level of like DGAF where you're just like, great, I'm going to so deliberately break the law here, and I think I'm above it, and I'm never going to get caught. And again, I don't know the full story to know what happened, but like, that is some bullshit for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's on another level of backdooring. You hear these stories of, 10, 15, 20 pairs or whatever, but then you hear about somebody who actually works for the company and their son's doing it. It's like, did you think you weren't going to get caught? I mean, even with me, my mom used to work for Nordstrom's, and it was very specific on even using her discount. Like, the policies that they had were so strict. You couldn't even abuse the 20% off. I mean, I don't know how it is nowadays, but definitely wouldn't be able to backdoor through them either. I mean, it's just like hard enough using a small little discount on one item.
Listen, I just think people kind of suck in general in large numbers, so it shouldn't surprise anyone that shit like this happens. So,
we got a question for you. Kostos, give me a future bet on who will win the NBA championships this year.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could go like 20 minutes on this answer. I'll just tell you this. My buddy said there who's asked a couple questions. Shout out to you, man. I think the NBA championship is going to be won by one of two teams if everyone stays healthy, the Lakers and the Nets. You can get a better price on Brooklyn right now. Philly would be where I would go outside of those two teams because Simmons and Embiid are both nasty. Embiid's on another level, but I think we are, God willing, we'll have a Nets-Lakers NBA Finals, which will be awesome.
All right. Well, hopefully that answered your question, Said. Looks like Tim Harris. Okay. Be careful with that word backdoor. I mean, yeah, you never know. Backdoor can mean a lot of things, but in the case of this new son who got caught backdooring, that's another level. I don't even think that Nick loves the backdoor.
Well, listen, I am Greek, so, we invented it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it looks like we are getting into our hour mark. This was a great chat. Thank you so much, Kostos, for joining Shade Selects for the first time. I think this is going to be a fun little segment week to week where we discuss all the new sneaker releases because I think we are going to have a huge month in March. It's insane how much is coming out. I'm excited to see also what we're able to cop this week, if any. Knock on wood, we're both going to get those 450s, right?
Well, I mean, if one of us gets it, I think we'll come out way ahead. I don't think I don't know. I just think they're so fire. Like that's a sneaker where like I have to have it. Like maybe it's not this week, maybe it's not next month, but like I will have those. Like I have to have them. All
right. Well, we're going to have to see your first review. Maybe we'll get you up on YouTube doing some sneaker reviews, and that will be your first out the gate unboxing, which I think you'll get tons of viewership from the start on those ones. That's a hell of a shoe to start with, let me tell you.
That's right. Awesome. Yeah, it was great to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, this is a great chat. We will hopefully see you next week. We'll have some great new picks for what's coming out. I mean, we never know. Sometimes Nike just likes to throw things on us, Adidas as well. But again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Shade Selects. We will catch you all on the next video. So have a good night.